Help boxes are amazing. I hope that you guys enjoy this as much as I do when you start to dig into how to use help boxes. I learned about these in a training several years ago, and ever since then I've used them for a million different things. Help boxes are, it's basically like if you have a student that is really needing more direction on exactly what they need to do, whether it's chores in the house or whether it's logging onto their computer, or the teacher gave directions on how to get started on a project. I think we often miss directions. We are distracted. We don't understand the directions, whatever the reason might be, or just, I don't know, being forgetful. A help box is going to support your learner in making sure they get every single step done. So we're going to go over what that looks like. Okay, so a help box is a list of whatever it is that you want your learner to remember. So we're going to start with the guidelines here on the left. The first thing and most important thing is we've got to really keep the directions simple. So we don't want to give too much information because then we're going to confuse our audience again. So our directions need to be really quick and short and to the point. You only want 3 to 4 items listed on your help box. If you do any more than that, again, you're going to get lost. You could maybe do it more for, your husband or wife, or maybe a much older kid or a college student. It might work for you as well, but I would keep it really minimal. Your goal is to help initiate a task, maybe what to do from start to finish, how to work through a problem. I'm sure there are more ways, and as I think through maybe some more ways, I'll add to this video, but for now we're going to stick to that. So I designed a simple help box there on the upper right. It might mean that you're going to have something you do every single day in your class, or as a parent, you might learn that every morning when your child does literacy, that this is what they do every single day. So the simple help box will really help support them in what they're supposed to do. So first, read the short story. Second, highlight the words, and then reread the story. I actually put reread the story because I did have a student who experienced autism who would get super mad that he had to reread something. I already read it, I already know what it's about, and then he would refuse. So even if it's something that simple, like rereading the story, you're thinking, duh, they already know. They've done it every single day. They know they're supposed to reread the story, and they won't. I'm here to tell you that that's not the way behavior works. Just because we know how something works every single day doesn't mean that we're going to do it, and I guarantee you don't either. So we need to put that information in there to let them know that that is the rule for that moment. The rule is we read the story, we highlight the words, and then we reread the story, because that's how we learn and remember. So when you're doing a simple help box, it is okay if you feel like it's redundant, or if it's too simple, or if it's like duh. It doesn't matter. A simple help box will make sure that your student who's not doing something that they already know they should be doing, that they understand exactly what they need to do. The more complex, I did maybe for an older student, you're going to go to page 234. Made that up because that's often, sometimes harder to get to, or people might not remember because the teacher gave them the page and they don't remember. And then do your work problems. The second thing would be reviewing the answers with your partner, joining the whole class again and reviewing answers, and then updating answers on your worksheet. So these are all things that, of course, like I said, I made up, but would be really helpful for a student who maybe gets lost. So if you're a teacher and you're watching this, do a little help box up in the corner. I know you already maybe gave the direction. I know it's listed somewhere else, but do a really simple help box for them that will remind them of what you already told them what to do 3 times, 5 times. Doesn't matter. You don't know what people are struggling with. You don't know what kind of noise is going on in the background of their computers. You don't know cognitively if they have memory issues or if they are having processing struggles. You don't know what's going on. So do these help boxes. They're really important. If you're a parent, This is really great for doing chores, and I'll build another help box for chores. This really can work for all kinds of things. The last thing I want to say about the help box is you can do something as simple as a sticky note and write those 3 or 4 things down on a sticky note and use them throughout the day. If you know it's literacy and you know this is what they do every single time, if you know in math class, they do a speed timetable and then they learn a new concept and then they answer a few questions, put that in the help box, and when it's math time, put that sticky note up. This is what you're going to do. This is all your goal is for this particular class today. I guess the other thing I need you guys to know is that help boxes aren't just for things that are pre-planned and predetermined to be the same way every day. I think that I've made it seem that way, but I think that's for help boxes that we might use repeatedly. If you have a student or a learner who really struggles with what the plan is for the day, and you know that you need to be ahead of the problem, whether you're the teacher or the parent teacher, what you really should do is connect with your teacher, or as the teacher, think about what it is that you're planning to do for the day and send that student out a help box, or get that help box ready right before class so that that student knows exactly what is expected of them. Whether that's just a little mini schedule, which I can do another slide on, or whether that's just a small help box just to remind them of what they need to do and where they need to go. So these things can be pre-planned, or you can do them right before class and just throw it away, put it on a note or a sticky note or a piece of paper, and then just toss that out so that the next time you have that class, that student can expect to see another one, but that it'll change. Here's an example of a help box. I just titled it Stuck? ? First, look at the directions again, ask a peer, then ask a teacher, then ask your parent. You get to decide, as the person who's helping your student learn, how you want them to go about dealing with being stuck. Here's an academic help box. I just made this up. You'd have to ask the teacher certain parts of the class that are going to happen over and over again the same way. So this is an example of that. Maybe the teacher starts with timetable worksheets and then wants the student to check their answers. Then there's the math lesson where the teacher teaches new concepts, and then maybe there's a group work project before the class is done. This allows your student to know exactly what's going to happen during math class. I added this one in so that you guys could see that these aren't just academic help boxes. They will also help with other things around the house, such as chores and or basic routines. So this one was brushing teeth. So this might be posted in the bathroom to remind your child, put toothpaste on the toothbrush, set the timer and brush teeth for 2 minutes, rinse mouth and brush, put brush and paste away. Maybe specifically your student or your child struggles with putting the cap back on the toothpaste. That might be something that you would want on the list instead of something else I put here. But you could do this with chores as well. That's the gist on help boxes. Just wanted to let you know. You can put it on a sticky note. You can write it on a piece of paper. Or you can type it up. Make sure it's posted somewhere or it's available somewhere. And make sure that it's simple and easy to follow. And if it's not, you'll know because it isn't going to work. So make sure that you go back and add a step if something isn't working or there's a step that keeps being missed. If you have any questions or you want to show everybody an idea you have for a help box, I would love for you to put that in the comments. Let's either look at your help box and see what we think, or come up with an idea and we'll help you with yours. Once again, thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing. It wouldn't be possible without all of your guys' support.